I just thought to turn this thing on. Linda here, and still in the buzz, like 4 or 5 days now, where things are seemingly breaking open. I'm not quite doing what I thought I'd be doing, but I know I'm in the flow, and I just want to encourage. Wow, if you can get in the current of what is set up for us right now, like I'm just really stepping into astrology and what's it all about. And I mean, for years I wouldn't even look at it because my zodiacal sign, Gemini, anything I ever read, I was thinking, that's not me, that's not me. It was talking about gossiper and all kinds of crap. And it's like, I thought, I can't really look at this, and put my energy in other places. And then I was turned on to astrology by a precious friend of mine who got me an astrological chart done. And again, it was like another language, and I received the gift. It was beautiful for me, but I was thinking maybe it really wasn't time for me to zero in there in that moment. But what happened, it set me up on a journey of just lightly and gently listening to things and gently watching. They fell into place, and then now I'm here, maybe 2 years later. I can't remember, Maureen. But I'm actually able to receive the magnificence of this whole Saturn energy that's being talked about right now. Saturn in Capricorn, my second return. I lived through one 29 and a half years ago, and I feel emotion because it just made me think, oh, the Saturn has a 30-year cycle, and so some are just experiencing this for their first time. They're not even 30 years of age yet, and they're witnessing it. And if they have a consciousness about it, I think that's cool. But if not, it's all groovy. You're still part of it. You're in the flow of it. And it'll be back around 30 years from now, and you'll be able to look back and see the magic you've experienced up out of it. For me, that Saturn return 30 years ago, when I look back, I was thinking, like, what was I doing 29 and a half years ago? Well, my life took an absolute shift. It was like, after being on fire for Jesus and in the church and standing in an abusive relationship and just trusting that it was always for my good, that I was doing what I needed to do, and I had all this love, and I couldn't understand how this person was just pummeling me. And people in the church at the time were just saying, well, they said a lot of things. My thought was, one of the things that was projected towards me was, wow, it's amazing that you're able to stand in this, and what a strength. Because, at that point, the belief was God hates divorce, or whatever it was. And so I just knew I had to press in and stand fast, because this whole thing is about till death do you part. And when I took the vows, it was that big for me. And I just believed this was a God thing. So I went into it, and I was losing my thought because I get caught up. I start going into the energy of it, and I remember. But the thing was, as traumatic as it was good for me, even though there was just a lot of rejection and abandonment and all that shadow stuff. It's like, at the same time, I remember, like, this one day just going in my room, and I was so devastated. I think I may have been spat on or something crazy. And I fell on the floor, my face in that shag rug. And I was like the boo-hooing from the bowels of my being. And I remember thinking, and I'm thinking back a long time, 35 years. And I was thinking, what would Jesus do? What does Scripture say? What does the Word say for me to do? And I heard, praise me, praise me, praise me. And I just remember it was like I saw the enemy with his foot on my mouth and my lips. I was so beaten down. It was pathetic. It was a real scene. Could have been in a movie. Oh, what? But I remember like hearing that and then knowing it was like a fighter that was coming back from a knockdown, a jarring knockdown. And I remember it was as if I had to push my lips out from under that heel, and I saw this dark figure leaning on my dresser and with his foot, and he had this smirk. And I remember I just could get enough lip open to say, praise you. Praise you. And then there was something going on, and all of a sudden the next thing I knew, my praise you was getting stronger and stronger. And I reached up and grabbed the top of the dresser, put my hand on the other side of the bed, and I pulled myself up onto my feet with this praise you. And next thing I knew, I was just standing with my arms up, and I was praising God. I was thanking God. I was in the flow. I was in the love. I was in that power. I was in that glory. So I got a lot of good stuff. I learned boundaries. I learned in that period when I went into nursing, and I wasn't happy in the nursing, and I remember having to ask myself for the first time, why am I here? Actually, I went into the counseling center, and this counselor was put there by God, I know, because she said, Linda, why are you here? And it opened up that exploration. So it was an awareness, a consciousness of getting in touch with my own heart and stepping into that regardless of the potential judgments and whatever might be projected towards me at my next move. Anyway, 30 years back was the time of separation from that situation, that marriage, divorce, getting an amazing job, being in the flow, getting an apartment. It had things I dreamt of, like a little fireplace, little red hooded fireplace. It was like, bam, it was like things were opening up for me. And, I was in the place of some beautiful women and met my husband now, who was a neighbor just 2 blocks up. And then out of that came a pregnancy that I was told I'd be barren. I was told I would never have children. I'd had surgery. That other man that I was married to at one point said to me something to the effect of, God made a mistake when he created you. You should have been a man. You can't even have children. Oh yeah, there were times I cried about that. My heart broke open for 2 years after that dart. But it was like, look at me now. It's this evolving. It's like, out of that, in that 30 years going back, I did get pregnant. I had a baby. The whole thing miraculous. Family was celebratory all around me. It was just a glorious thing. It evolved into a business, a group home. My new husband's vision. He was magical in his own respect. It was a powerful, powerful time. And then there was more shadow, and there was more heaviness that I had to go through. But even going through that, I knew I could feel the sun in the valley. It's like, and that sun was the Christ. I could feel Christ. As long as I could see Christ, I had hope. I had hope. I don't want to get too long with this. It's 10 minutes, 10:10. I like that. So what I'm talking about is having gone back to that last Saturn return, and I'm recognizing the magic that I was part of, not walking in the consciousness I am today. And today I was ready to be able to receive the magnificence of the time we're journeying through astrology and astronomy and alchemical interactions, alchemy, tarot, and where I had to clear my plate 6 years back. I had to clear my plate. Another time when I could already hear the judgments that would be coming at me, because I had to let church go. I had to let it all go. And I did not have a bad experience in church. I loved worship. I loved when God moved me like his instrument and the tambourine came forward, and it was all so timely. And I have to thank Debbie Shields. Sister, your name comes to my heart regularly. Women of the Word, wow. Debbie Shields, powerful woman of God that I had the opportunity to sit under. And I learned, she called me forward. I was always at the back of the church, and she called me forward, and with song and expression in spirit, where I would come out of the shadow and come forward. And it took, I didn't do it right away. I remember inching my way up. I'd be in the aisle from my seat at the back. It was a journey. It was scary, but it's so much easier when we just follow the promptings of the heart. And when it's like I don't have to strive to make something happen, I will feel the prompt at my heart and know it's what I need to do next, or it's time for me. God's always been gentle with me. I hear people talk about, if you don't listen, he's going to take a 2x4. He's never done that with me. He's always been so gentle, and I'm so appreciative. In a world that can be not so gentle. It's been my lifeline, my saving grace, my hope, my joy, my strength, my glory, my heart. Anyway, here we are now. And this idea of having had to clear my plate, because I was already being drawn into this place of and I didn't even know what was around the corner, but it was like, let that go, let that go. And it's like, am I being deceived? Is it demonic? Am I one of the elect that's deceived? It was like I had so much stuff I had to walk out. Anyway, I did. Cleared the plate, made way for the new, which has been a gentle journey in itself, just me inching along at first, because it's like, are you here? Is this good? I can't hear you. And it's like, here, listen to your heart. I'm there. We're one. And the unfolding of this precious part of the journey. Yeah. I just, you know what? It's creation having expanded upon itself. It's everything I had before, letting go what I don't need, what doesn't serve me, and the richness of what was there for me, kuratishta, is all here with me now, having come back, having come forward, having, because it kind of vanished for a while. But it came forward, it came back. I see a volcanic explosion, but it's like fireworks. There's a beauty and a gentleness in it. It's wonderful. And I just want to encourage you. This is a time of that deep dive, that if you can look there, if you can go there, if you are already sensing something in your heart, if something I'm saying, it resonates with you, if it's something relatable to you, I just want to encourage you. And I want to say, I'm here. I'm here if you want to talk. If you have a question, reach out to me. You can private message me on Facebook. You can send me an email. I'm not the best at following everything, but you know what? Just keep knocking on the door. If you really need me, knock on the door. I will answer. You know what? Here we are, Saturn in Capricorn, and then Jupiter in Scorpio. That's another big thing, and I can't even tell you what that's about right now, but sometimes I have to find language for what I'm learning, for what I'm experiencing. I don't even have the language yet. I feel like a baby. I felt like a baby, and it's so awkward, but I felt like a baby learning a new language, learning to walk, learning to talk. All of that. Humility, vulnerability, strength and courage. Not guarded, protected, shielded from judgments and projections, but you know what? Not afraid of it. Not afraid of it. I don't know how to describe it. And maybe that's a work that comes out of me dealing with where I resonated with that initially, and just us doing the work of when these little things come up, rather than batting them away, we say, oh, I see you, and I love you, and I thank you for showing yourself to me. I am not ashamed of you. I will not reject you. I will not tell you, shush, go back, not now. But when those shadow parts come up, they are a part of who we are. And we can embrace them shamelessly, with all the love we are necessary to bring this precious part of ourselves into alignment that was only there to protect and guard and make their way through. It was our mode of survival at the time. But we're no longer in survival. We can shift up out of survival into beingness and flow. I'm 17 minutes. I got to shut this down, but these are magical times. And there's a lot of good stuff. I don't know how you get your information. I love YouTube. YouTube has been a saving grace for me. I've got so many books, and it's like I got them and I drink in virtually, because it's been a task for me to focus in and quiet myself to read in that stillness. But it's okay. Where that could bring about a judgment, it's okay, because this is the way I'm flowing, and I have to embrace that part of me. And just like sometimes people are talking and they're talking so fast, and I can't, it's like, what? It's like, I don't know if it's the Gemini, I don't know if it's my flow, I don't know, but it's like sometimes I see their lips move and I don't know what they're saying, though I know it's good. And then this last little while, it's like Spirit said, close your eyes and just feel the words. And I thought, oh, but they'll think I'm not listening. And it's like, just close your eyes and feel what they're saying. And I would close my eyes and feel what they were saying, and it was like a computer. I was like, whoa, I'm taking it all in. And God used to say through his word, I will call forth that word in the season. Don't worry about what you're going to say. I will bring it forward in its season. And I think that's been part of my encouragement and flow too. Anyway, now I'll stop. We're back at 20 minutes. I'm not even going to apologize for being so long. I'm trusting this was some spirit speak. It was Linda's spirit speak. Linda's spirit speak. Love her. And I love you. Have an amazingly magical day. And I hope you're encouraged. I hope there's some nugget in here for you. Looking forward to hearing back if you so choose to comment. Ciao for now, babies.